Truck Simulator, me veering all over the road. Okay, let's get back into the groove of it, shall we? It's much better. Well, we are just south of Seattle right now, and it's raining. As you can tell, it was storming a little earlier, so the rain might be easing off. The sky has gotten brighter, which is good, and I am really going a little too fast for the conditions. Just drop my speed a little bit. There we go. Okay, that's hopefully going to be a little better. So, you're joining me today. I'm on a little short trip, a couple of 100 miles. We're taking some, it's crude oil, I believe. Yeah, crude oil to the Dalles. I think that's how it's pronounced. If you are from this part of the world and I have butchered the name of that city, please do let me know gently in the comments below. I've never visited this part of the world, at least not quite this far north on the west coast. And today we're in an International 9900i, the Eagle truck, as you can see from the steering wheel. So let's manipulate the truck through this little, this gentle left turn, this Han Solo maneuver here. So I figured it was time just to go for a bit of a run in the 9900i, and that was about 3,000 miles ago now. And I haven't driven this truck all that much. Jump back in the cabin, that's a little hard for me to stay doing that. Yeah, I've not driven the Eagle all that much, and I've not seen them on the roads. That said, if I did see one on the road, I might not have recognized it, at least not at first. That's enough of that, I think. Under the hood today, we're running an International Maxxforce 15, and before you immediately shake your fist and explain that it's really a Caterpillar engine, it has a Caterpillar block. It has international stuff on top and emissions control. And that's one of the reasons why this engine wasn't in production for much more than about a year. We have the base spec today, where it's the 435 horsepower, 1550 foot-pounds of torque, and we're using a 10-speed automated box today. It's an overdrive automated, and it's fairly tall. It's a 325 on the final drive. And so it's a similar ratio, similar, my goodness me, a similar overall ratio to the 18 speed that comes with the game. It's just you've only got 10 gears to choose from. Let's actually bump the cruise up to 60. One of the reasons why I'm running quite the tall final drive is that the Maxxforce 15 has a... How do I best describe this? Really effective torque curve. I think that's the fairest way to sort of say it. Putting aside all the jokes about it doesn't run very well, it breaks down, it's not reliable. If it's running, this is a really nice, pleasant driving experience. At least if you're hauling something, because flat torque from 1,000 revs to something like 1,500 revs, and it'll happily cruise at 1,000 revs as well. I'm going to bring my speed down a little bit. In fact, let's engine brake it. Okay. Don't really feel like veering off the road today anymore, but it's just a pleasant experience from the driver's perspective. It's very flexible, so if you're using a manual and you've not got many gears, you don't really need lots of gears with this, at least most of the time, most loads on most routes. There's always a great big caveat there, because someone will be like, well, I was hauling a 120,000 pound transformer and I was caught between gears. Yeah, you are going to get caught between gears. Power here.
Exit right.
Use gravity to just bleed a little bit of speed as we climb up here. I'll feed in a little bit of power. Yep, it downshifted to 9th, as expected. Let's hit resume on the cruise. Dial it back to 50. So the idea here is that when we crest this little off-ramp, which we're now doing, we get on the other side, the speed's going to pick up pretty quickly. And I really want to just let it gently bump up to 60, as opposed to being under acceleration the whole time. I've almost managed it. I'm actually in 55 there. Tapped up once, so my cruise will resume at 55. Let's go up to 60. great way to save a little bit of fuel if fuel is a concern, and I've modded my install such that I do need to get reasonable fuel consumption if I'm going to make money, and it just brings an extra layer into the game for me. Yes, I could hoon everywhere using the 2,000 horsepower Caterpillar engine, and it would bleed money with this setup. But if you have a few drivers and you don't have any economy mods, you're going to be just rolling in a lot of money. This is my exit, and this pickup truck is right next to me. He's in the wrong lane. Well, don't accelerate then, sunshine. Never mind. Numpty here doesn't realise he can't go that way anyway. Numpty here being me, of course. Well, that was a disaster from start to finish, so this might be a longer trip after all. Okay, it looks like the wreck was just to our right as we passed under the bridge, and so the new route it's calculated for me has me still within time, just going a little further and coming back on myself. Yeah, I think I can make that work. I think so. And we've got 3 hours till my next break, so I should take a break, and then 4 hours till we have to get the cargo to the rail export, and I've got 2 hours left in the drive, so what could possibly go wrong? May have been asked that before. Stuff may have gone wrong before. Okay. This will be my exit, so we'll keep right. Nudge into the right hand. Yeah, it is. Nudge into the right hand lane. Weird, it's like they anticipated this little diversion could happen. We'll use a bit of engine brake here, even though we've got gravity helping us slow down. And the green light, which also helps us. A little bit of service brake. The speed, not a child. Turn in. Keep left. Then turn left. Okay. That seems all too nicely done. That wasn't a difficult diversion in the slightest, which makes me wonder, what am I missing? Well, who's to say? Right, I'm going to punch resume once we get up to 20 miles an hour, like so. That'll get me back up to 60. One of the differences you may notice, especially if you drive, okay, not to sing my own hymn here too much, but if you drive one of my engines, I've attempted to optimize the shift points to be more adaptive depending on load and road and speed and other conditions. All that technology gets turned off if you use cruise control. It will shift you up as soon as it can, and it does allow the engine to rev a little higher, but you've got to be going up a pretty steep hill with a load for it to do that. Whereas if you're just using your feet or your thumbs or your hand controller or whatever it is that you use, it's a lot more adaptive without cruise control on. So if you essentially live on cruise control in one of these trucks, you may not be getting the most of the adaptive transmission technology that is built into the game. On the other hand, you also haven't got the worry of having to play around with speeds and throttle positions and so on and so forth. So it's not all bad. Right, I need to merge left here. Using my little HUD mirror, I guess there's nothing there. Okay. Right, so I've hit resume now, and it's just going to take me up to speed, shifting as soon as it can, every single gear. Yeah, so it puts the engine revs just below 1,000 in the next gear, and well, this Maxxforce 15 is happy at that crankshaft speed, and if it's happy, I'm happy. Let's see, it's letting the speed build up a little bit. Can't be that far from my destination now, I don't think. Not sure. I need to be in the middle lane here. Ah, there we go. So if you've not tried the Maxxforce 15 engine especially, and you're interested in just a different engine from, well, 15 years ago now, this is a 2010 generation engine, why not give it a go? Because it's close, in some ways it's close to the more modern international engines, the way that they have lots of low-down torque. In other ways it's a bit like the MX-11, MX-13 engine. You can bob along nicely at high gears and low revs. Some hills will destroy it, but I think that's true of most everything. Well, it is true of everything. Okay, cool my power here. Let the thing coast off, and for a 15-litre engine, if you drive and use the torque and don't try and race the thing everywhere, this gets pretty good fuel consumption. Now, I say pretty good. Yes, the later Cummins X15 efficiency and possibly the performance will get better fuel consumption. Let's resume again, shall we? Like so. But then you'd have to be spending a lot more money on a much newer truck. And yes, you could put the X15 efficiency in this vehicle if you really wanted to. I say really want to. Yeah, I've certainly done it. Those mountains look very impressive. If I don't forget, I'll put a link to the mountain mod, the mountain graphics mod that I use in the game, and it does add a layer. I would say realism. I've never been to this part of the world, but it makes it look a lot better. It doesn't change the map. It doesn't change that I can tell the performance of how the game runs, but it looks a lot better. You've got a mountain there where you really should have a mountain, but it's not in the stock game. Yep, just holding up this hill like it's not really a bother. Paint job today is the NASA astronauty spacey type one. I don't exercise this paint job that often, but when I do, yeah, it's nice. Let's see. Another pull in. I've already been through this. Okay. Well, it's like the game is determined for me to be late to my destination. Okay. I don't remember if I was recording at the last time I got pulled into a way station. We were about £77,500, I think, which I think it says something that the crude oil behind us is £45,000. We're in the low roof sleeper of the International, so it's not a day cab, and we're still somewhere below the weight. Let's check how much this weighs. Almost £77,000 dead. Okay, well, so it's not light by any stretch, but she's pulling a load today. I'm going to keep cruise off and just I'm squeezing the throttle pedal a little harder, and we'll merge here. Quite a basic truck. I don't have fancy mirrors on the side with those fisheye lens units. Nope, just a pretty basic truck. Apart from the paint job and a bit of chrome here and there, or a lot of chrome here or there. Right, gonna hit zoom right now, and it'll get me up to 55. We're not gonna outdrag this green truck that you can just see in my hood mirror on the corner there. No, here it comes. Freightliner, I forget what it was now. Take a quick look. Oh, it's a Western Star. Don't quote me, but I think it's a 59X. Just going on the air intakes. It's a pretty epic color. That's almost like a Fitzgerald green, a Fitzgerald glider green. I should say really. A little bit of Civic T. rearing around this corner at breakneck speed with a bit of body roll going on. And then steered too much into it. Just complete mess of that corner. Yeah, there's a little artifact on the right. There's like a hill with some trees up there, but there's nothing filling it in. And I do see these artifacts from time to time. Something I should actually say is I haven't rebooted my machine for 2.5 weeks now, which usually ATS runs like a three-legged pig, an asthmatic three-legged pig. I should probably enhance that with, but it's running it okay. Yeah, it's stuttering a little bit. There was a great big stutter there. Turn right. But if you've played ATS over the years, you're probably used to it stuttering, even on a super high-end machine. And there are projects on the way to improve this. There's also projects that might hinder that as well. Come on to that in just a second, but yeah, there are projects on the way that they're working to improve the engine that runs the game. The update to 1.54, which is in open beta right now. They are moving the physics engine from the CPU to the GPU, I believe. Physics. Saying that, I'm assuming it's GPU because it's an NVIDIA technology, but I may be wrong on both counts. It may not be an NVIDIA technology. Turn right. And it may be that NVIDIA software gives the developers or the program the choice where it runs. I don't know, I should probably look into that. Okay, let's go right on the left even. Quick check of the time. I need to get back in my lane. Check of the time. What have we got? We have an hour and a half on this trip before we're late. Brake. Over speeding. Turn right. We're arriving right at sunset. Not a good time as far as lighting goes. It can be a little hard to drive at dawn and dusk. I struggle with coping from the dark and all the light. Turn right. Not such a big deal in the game though. Pedestrians there. Right, well, look at that. Straight to the dead end, and that little screen fading effect is just the game saying, get in the right hand lane. It's the game saying your driver's getting tired. Not the only one, it would seem. Right, let's... I don't really feel like a difficult parking maneuver here. I suspect that where this workman is on the right is where we're going to get the easy parking, but let's go ahead and find out. Yeah, look at that. I think even I can manage that. Maybe. Pull to the left. Ease up. I would say that's about right. So I actually left that a little late. Hard to starboard. It's full lock. And the idea is that as we pull past it, we'll correct. The trailer is... Yeah, I made a mess of this. Never say how hard can it be, what could possibly happen, because... Well, because this. Actually, we might not have done too bad a job of it. Okay, that's actually reasonable. Not like I haven't done it 100 times and failed it half the time. Squeeze of power. Start to correct it just a little bit. Okay. That works for me. So shut her down and let's see how well we did. So before we do that, I'm going to reckon I'm going to get somewhere like maybe 6 to the gallon from this trip, which I think is a pretty good return for a not necessarily that optimized 15 litre, but let's find out. So 236 miles, yeah, it's about right, and 36.5 gallons. So I make that, well, it's more than 6, yeah, it's more like 6.5. Not bad, not bad at all actually, for quite a heavy combination. Well, I hope you got something from that, other than listening to me be excited about getting 6.5 miles per gallon. I I guess that rounds off the trip. So yeah, like I say, hope you got something from that. If you liked it, you know what to do. If you thought it sucked, you also know what to do. I'll see you the next time. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.